revelation insight. Because see, my God was great. One day my boss asked me, he says, Richardson, every time I give you a job to do, you always say, okay, we'll take care of it. You got a mouse in your pocket or something? I said, no. I said, no. When you give me a job to do, it's me and God. He said, get out of my office. Because I said, we'll do it. Me and God, we'll take care of it. And that's the way it was. Our God is great. Acts chapter 3. In Acts chapter 3, it says in verse 1, now Peter and John went up to the temple at the hour of prayer, which is the 9th hour. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay? And a certain man, lame from his mother's womb, say lame from the womb, was carried, whom they laid daily at the gate of the temple, which is called Beautiful. This is the same temple that Jesus went into several times. The gate is called Beautiful. So here's this not so pretty man at the gate of the temple begging alms every day. He was there every time Jesus walked in. He's been there for years. Since his birth, he had been a paraplegic all this time. Verse 4 goes on to say, verse 3 rather, it says, let me finish 2. A certain man lame from his mother's womb was carried, whom they laid daily at the gate of the temple, which is called Beautiful, to ask alms from those who entered into the temple. Seeing Peter and John about to go into the temple, say Peter and John, about to go into the temple, he asked for alms. And fixing his eyes on him, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. That's what he did. He fixed his eyes on Peter and John. And when he fixed his eyes on Peter and John, Peter said, look at us. I know you're looking at us, but really look at us, okay? And the scripture says, he gave him his attention, expecting, say expecting, to receive something from them. You know, it's an interesting thing. It's good to just have things given to you. But when you expect things to be given to you, it seems like you get more excited because, like, you know, I'm expecting this, I'm expecting this. Oh, I got it. You get all happy, you know, and which is great because you were expecting it and you got it. Because sometimes when you even expect it, I don't know if they're really going to do that. You know, it's like I walked into my boss's office one day and I says, Walt, the engineer. I says, Walt, I want a raise. He said, Richardson, what you talking about? I said, I want a raise. He said, just gave you a raise. And the way he gave raises out, I didn't give his last name anyway. The way he gave raises out to the whole department. No, he only gave raises out to his top performers. So everybody didn't get any money. So I always got a good portion. And I go back in his office asking for more money. I say, I'm your best engineer. He said, what do you want? I said, I need another 2%. Well, I need 2%. I need some money. He says, I'll take care of it. And he gave me a raise. And other people didn't even get raises. You have not because you ask not, but you have to expect that you're going to get what you're going to get. This man had been at this gate called Beautiful, not in the best form, begging alms all his life. He looked upon Peter and John, expecting to receive something. Let me back up a little bit. Peter, a man of faith. Peter was the one that believed God to do anything. He's the one that trusted Jesus. When Jesus was walking on the water, Peter said, Lord, if that's you, let me come to you. None of the disciples didn't say that. The Lord didn't even say, Peter, come to me. The Lord basically said, come. Whoever had the nerve to get out of the boat could walk on the water, but only Peter got out of the boat. And even when he was walking on the water, he was cool. But then when the waves were tossing to and fro and the wind was going boisterous and so on and so forth, he began to sink. What did he do? He reached up and grabbed Jesus by the hand. You think Jesus carried him to the land? No. He walked hand in hand to the land with Jesus. He had faith. Peter was a man of faith. You read in the book of Acts all the different things that he did. He was a man of faith. What about John? John was the disciple that we call beloved John. If you know a John, most Johns are really lovable. People just like John. But this particular John, he loved Jesus. He loved Jesus so much that he would just get close to Jesus and just lean on Jesus, you know. And, you know, just show his affection he had for Jesus, you know. You know, that's how John was. So we have faith, Peter, and love, John, talking to the man at the gate. Do you know that faith operates with love? If you don't believe that the person loves you, you don't have any faith in them. I remember my son, I used to have him jump off of things. He was 2 years old. I say, Shay, jump. Boom, he just jumped. No hesitation. None. 3 years old. No hesitation. 6 years old. Now he's getting ready. Dad, catch me. Oh, wait a minute, son. Wait. I know you got faith, but we need to hold up a little bit. You know, you get a little heavy now. So let me help you down, not jump to me. You follow what I'm saying? But he had total faith in me. I even took him one time to take swimming lessons. He had convinced the lifeguard so much they knew how to swim. He jumped in the water, and I was parking the car or something, and the lifeguard just knew he knew how to swim because he had faith. He jumped in the water, and he was struggling. But you know what? That's the same way he learned how to swim. Because he didn't learn how to swim then, but we went to the river. And he wanted to swim. I said, okay, great. I threw him in the water. He was struggling. I jumped in, pulled him out. I said, how you doing? Okay. Threw him back in the water again. He's struggling. You know. Faith operates on love. Love stimulates faith. He just threw him in the water again. Finally, he was swimming. So he's out there swimming in the lake, swimming in the lake. So he decided to swim over to this log. He swam over to the log. He's sitting on the log. And I'm watching the log drift down the river, And finally said, Dad! Dad! So I literally had to swim out to him. He had faith in me. He knew I loved him, and he knew he loved me. I swam out to the log, got him off the log. I said, okay, we're going back. He thought I was going to carry. No. I said, we swimming back. We're swimming back together. So he swam a little bit. I said, it's good, son. I said, you need to take a little break? He said, yeah. So we swam, wait in the water a little bit, I said, let's swim some more. Wait in the water a little bit, swim some more. After that ordeal that day, he knew how to swim. But what I'm sharing with you is that faith and love work together.